Hi, welcome to my channel, Zazaline Studio. My name is Janita, and in today's tutorial, we are working on this wallet slash purse. Let's start with the big one here. So this one is designed for a phone. So you have a quick access to your phone when somebody calls. At the same time, it's secured enough so it doesn't fall. You can place this phone in the back. So if you want to have extra security, or you just want to have it tucked in, this pocket is big enough so you can actually put the phone in. And because this is the only zipper pocket, this one will be perfect for coins. So let's move to the inside. And you can just have only one zipper, or you can have two zippers. Two zipper pulls. And now we have one large pocket in here. And again, the phone can fit in here. The phone can fit in here, so you can see right away who is calling. You can place your keys inside. You can put your money either in here, or this pocket is actually deep enough so you can tucked it in. We have one slot or one pocket for ID, so your driver's license can come here. And then we have multiple card slots. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, so 8 altogether. That's it. You can fit a lot in this purse. So I designed it the way when I come or when I leave the house, all I need is to grab this wallet. And I made a strap so you can just put it on your hand while you are shopping and you need your free hands. Or you have two little hooks in here. So if you have a strap, you can add a strap and you can carry it as a purse. So lots of options in here. You will find this pattern on zazalinestudio.com, and it's a printable PDF pattern. So now we have the G panel, and again we are gonna put the good sides together. We are gonna clip it all around, and we are not gonna sew on the top. So this time it's the top. Oh, this one is breaking. Well, what do you want from dollar store, right? Well, they lasted quite a long time. I was surprised. And so this is where we are not gonna sew. We are gonna go all around. Okay, and again, we are gonna cut the corners, and then we are gonna do tiny little snips. Just tiny little ones. You don't want to go too crazy. You don't want to cut into the stitching, and just go all around. And if you want, you can do a little notches like this. That's optional. You don't have to, but yeah, why not? We are already doing this. So tiny, tiny little notches. It's gonna help the with the curve. There. And hopefully you'll have this open. So now we will flip it inside out. Okay, so I just top stitched on the flap. So this is how it looks like. Try to use corresponding colors. And now we are gonna attach the lock. We are gonna find the midline in here. And we still didn't top stitch here because we are gonna top stitch later when we attach it to the main panel. So just keep your clips in here for now, and let's find the midline, which is in here, and that way we will know. I will just put a clip in here in the middle. So this is my midline, and now I want to put it somewhere a little bit lower, so somewhere around here. And now I have to make a hole, so I'm gonna trace Okay, and you want to cut out a slightly larger image than when we traced it. So when you trace it, just go tiny little bit bigger. And so when you put this on, you should just see the hole. And so there are two little screws in there, and we will screw it in place. And then you are just gonna, you don't have to make any holes for the screws because we want the fabric to actually be there to be squeezed in. And then you make it nice and tight. And voila, this is it. So make sure it's straight. And this part is done. And let's start with F. So we are going to be starting with the pocket that is outside. And I have lining and vinyl. So because I'm using vinyl, I will not be using interfacing. And so very simply, we are gonna, this is the shiny side is the wrong side. This is good side. So we are gonna put the good sides together. And we will make these little cuts first. We will do the same thing. So again, good sides together. And then we are gonna go to the sewing machine and we will stitch with 1/2 centimeter on all 4 sides. So now it's gonna turn into these 2 little balls. We are gonna take the lining and we will flip it so the wrong side is inside. And we are gonna place the 2 good sides together. So good side, place them together and clip all around. We are gonna sew with 1 centimeter seam allowance. We are gonna leave this side open. So let's put 2 big clips in here, and just as a reminder that we are not gonna sew in this place. Okay, so now we are gonna take the scissors and we will cut these corners. And so when we flip it inside out, it's gonna be easier to have a nicer, sharper corner. And then we will just flip this inside out. And you can use a little wooden stick like this or anything that is not too sharp. And you just want to get in those corners. And you want to make sure you have a nice, sharp corner. Okay. And then we are gonna push this inside. And we will close this gap. And for now, we are just gonna put a clip in there. So for these, I'm gonna make a little hole so I can see on the other side where it goes, because it has to fit exactly in the place like this. So let's just measure this. So we have it 1 inch. We want to make sure it's in the middle and it's nice and straight. I'm gonna make 2 marks, and then I will just make tiny little holes in there. This one works great on leather or fox leather, but it doesn't really work on fabric. Okay. There, so that's gonna be a little guideline. Again, we want to have the curve down, and that way it's gonna fit in better. Okay, so now when you see it on the other side, you made a little hole. Now it's gonna be easier to actually put the screw in. So the screw is in and I have the exact placement, and now I am just going to screw it in place. And I want to do just a little bit on one side so it's still flexible, and then I'm gonna place the other side. So we want to get right in that hole. Okay, so I have added the bottom piece, and you just make 2 holes, 1 inch from the top, and you just screw them in. And I did top stitch on top, and so this is how it's gonna go, and this will be attached on the front panel. And now we are gonna prep the A panel, which is the main panel, and this is the exterior fabric, and I am using the foam. So this is the sew-in foam, but you can use any type of interfacing you want. I want to have it nice and soft. So what I'm gonna do, because this is sew-in, I'm just gonna go around the edges and I will attach these 2 pieces together. Okay, so once this piece is attached, we are gonna grab our pocket and we are gonna work on the pocket now. So I already marked my midlines, and we want to make sure that this is all gonna be in the middle. So I know my midline is here, and this will have to be in the middle. And we will first attach the bottom piece. So let's just get the positioning, because we have to make sure that we have enough space on the bottom and the top. And I think this is good. We need to have at least 1 centimeter on the bottom, because we will need that space later on for sewing the gusset. So 1 centimeter from the bottom looks good. And I'm gonna take my longer clips now, and I'm gonna make sure it's all the same on the bottom. Okay, and the sides are pretty good, so now I can get rid of this one, and we will fold this. So when this little notch, or the corner of the pocket, we will squeeze it, and we want to make sure that it's the same. And we are gonna make a little mark here. We want to make sure this is equal, and I'm just gonna do a little mark, and that way I know where to position the edge. And let's get the longer pieces, the longer clips. So there's the pocket, and we have to make sure that the sides are equal, and the bottom we have at least 1 centimeter. And now we will take the other part. Let's push it in, and now we are gonna place it about, this is gonna be about 2 centimeters from the top. And you want to make sure that it's all at the same level here. So again, we will clip them in place. If you want, you can make a line first, so you know where the pocket is gonna go, and then we will attach this part. Make sure you go back and forth, you back stitch, because this is gonna be the wear and tear as you are opening the pocket and putting the phone in. So yeah, the same thing here, you want to back stitch. Okay, and there we go, our pocket is done. So when we open it, it looks very nice on the inside. We have fully lined pocket. There's enough space for the phone or keys or whatever you need this pocket for. We are gonna work on the zipper now. So we will need the zipper tab. So we have two exterior and two interiors. And this is very simple. First of all, we have to add the zipper pull. And the easy way is you have the kind of like a triangle coming down, and you will do a little bit on one side and then a little bit on the other side. You push it against the table, and now you are just gonna pull. Okay, now once we have the zipper pull in, we are gonna grab the outside, the exterior part, and it's gonna be good side facing down. Then we are gonna take the lining, and it's gonna be on the bottom, and they are both facing, the good sides are facing the zipper. And we will just clip the ends and do the same thing on the other side. So you want to put the good side down and the good side up. So good sides facing the zipper. And now we go to the sewing machine, and we are gonna do 1 centimeter on both sides. Now you are gonna open it up and clip it, and we are gonna go back to the machine and we will top stitch just so it stays in place. So we are gonna top stitch right in here. Okay, so the foam is sewn in, so it stays in place. And now I made a line, and you will measure 4 centimeters or 1.5 inches from the top. So you're gonna make a line, and then you are gonna follow the line and you are gonna cut it. And this is gonna be the space for the zipper. So there we go. Now if you want, you can attach the foam again, so you can sew in, so it's easier to manage. Okay, so I just attached the top, just so it's easier to manage. And you want to do tiny little bit. So if you can see, I just did a few millimeters. You just want to go along the edge just to attach the two pieces. And now we are gonna grab new panel, and that's D. And so this is gonna be the pocket. So we have the zipper, and we want the zipper be facing the head of the zipper pull, facing left side. So then we want to place it down, and I already marked my midlines. So on the zipper, on the panel, and on this new D panel. And we are just gonna line it up and clip it in place. Then we are gonna take the lining of the pocket. We are gonna place it the good side down. So the shiny side is the wrong side. So the good side down. And again, I'm gonna line up all the marks I have in here, the midlines. And now we are gonna do a 1 centimeter seam allowance. So you want to get close to the zipper teeth. Okay, so now we can flip it over, and we want to go back to the front. And now we are gonna just press down and top stitch along the side of the zipper. And once we are done, this is how it should look at this point. We will, now we have the midline here, so we are gonna attach, line up the midlines. And then we will flip it around. And pull this piece to the top. And you want to make sure the sides are lined up. And then we will take it to the machine, and we will do the same thing. We are gonna go as close to the zipper as possible. It's about 1 centimeter, 3/8 of an inch seam allowance. Okay, so then we flipped it over and top stitched just like we did on the other side. Now we have these sides a little bit longer, so we will just cut them, make them the same. Good. And now we are gonna close the sides here. So you're just gonna go back to the machine, clip it in place here on both sides so you know how it's supposed to come together. And then you are gonna sew on both sides and you're just gonna close the pocket. Now we are gonna bring the panel C, and we are gonna follow these lines. So take a pen and we will line it up. Make sure it's flush at the sides, and let's make marks. Okay, now when we have the lines done, I don't think you can see them very well. I can see them a little bit, but that's good enough for me. So the first line is the fold line. So let's fold it and you tuck it under. The second line is a placement line. So again, the first one here is the fold line. So we will fold it. And if you want, you can iron it, so it's gonna help you. My fabric is pretty stiff, so I can do it without the ironing. And then place line. So we will place it, or placement line. We will place it right on top of the line. And again, this first one is the fold line. So we will fold it and we will place it to the second line. And the last one is the fold line and placement line. And what you should end up with on the bottom, this should be the same. So it's calculated the way that it's gonna end up at the same level. And so when you are done, you can take it to the ironing station and press it with hot iron. So now when you press it down with hot iron, what we will do, we want to make sure the bottoms are matched. And then we are just gonna clip these 3 on both sides. Just like this. And we will open the last one. And we are gonna go to the machine and just stitch the very end. So a few millimeters, 1/8 of an inch or 3 millimeters. So now when we are done stitching on the sides, we are gonna place the top to the bottom. And we will stitch the bottom, just the bottom, not the sides. And we will do, again, about a 1/2 centimeter on the bottom. Okay, so now when the bottom is done, we will flip it inside out. Okay, and again, where the folding line is, we will fold it. And now we will take it to the hot iron and we are just gonna press down. Now once this is prepared, we are gonna take C1, and that's the sides. So we are gonna cover the raw edges. Now we will just place the good side down and we will wrap it around. Because this piece is a little bit longer, wrap it around. We will do the same thing on the other side. Good side down. And wrap it around. And clip. Wrap it around. And clip. And now we are gonna do 1 centimeter seam allowance on both sides. Okay, and when we are done, we are just gonna open it up. And now we will fold. I'm just gonna zoom in so we can see. And so what we want to do is fold it a little bit and then fold it again. And we are gonna add the clips at the end. So you want to end up with about 1 centimeter fold like this. And then let's do this side. So we want to fold a little and then fold again. And we want to end up on both sides with about a 1 centimeter fold. And when we are done, we will take the lining, and this is the A panel. We are gonna place it somehow a little bit more towards the bottom, and it's up to you where you do the placement. Make sure the sides are equal, but I would lower it a little bit lower. So I have, to be exact, I have about 3 centimeters on the bottom. And now I will clip this in place, and we will take it to the sewing machine, and we will do, and again, you want to backstitch, and you want to go down, backstitch, down, and then we will go on the bottom, and then we will split this in half. So we have actually 2 cards, and they are not flying around, so we will do line in the middle. And there we have our card slots, and let's just try. This is the perfect size, and this one is a little bit deeper, the last one, so you can just put the card slots, the cards like this, or you can use it for whatever you want. So anyways, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, we have 8 card slots. Let's put this on the side and move on to the next step. So B and D panels are the same size. And now we are gonna place the sides, or the good sides, together. We will clip this all around, and we are just gonna create a very simple pocket. And we don't want to sew in here, so this is gonna stay open, so we are just gonna do this side, but this is open. Okay, when we are done, we are gonna cut these corners. Make sure you don't cut into the stitching, and we will flip it inside out. Okay, and when you push the corners out, you want to iron it so it's easier. This is open, and that's okay. We are just gonna keep it open for now, and we are gonna grab the A panel again, because we are gonna place the pocket on top, and we are gonna layer up. We are gonna place this one on top as well. So okay, so we are gonna grab the A panel, and we will place this pocket on top. Now I have about 3.5 millimeters from the bottom. That's where you want to position it. 3.5, not millimeters, I keep doing that, centimeters. 3.5 centimeters from the bottom, and it will come to about 3 centimeters on both sides. So 3 centimeters, 3.5 centimeters. And let's clip it in place, or you can use, I'm gonna use my pins for extra security. Okay, and we will take it to the sewing machine, and we are gonna do this side, bottom, and up. And again, we want to back stitch on the top. Now we are gonna work on the other pocket on the other side. And so this is the panel E, and we will need E1 and E2. So they are gonna be wrapping the PVC pocket all around. And this is very easy. We are gonna prep these very easily. You grab the side, the shorter side, and the good side goes down towards the clear pocket. I know it's very hard to see because it is see-through. And we will do the other one. So you want to put the good side down towards the, you want to line up the edges. And then we will go to the machine and we will do 1 centimeter seam allowance. This paper is here so it slides easily because this is it would be very stiff. So the paper will go on underneath, and it's gonna be easier to sew. So when we are done, we will wrap it around and it's gonna look like this. So we want to fold in half. Let me zoom in so you can see. So you want to fold it and fold it over. And you're gonna put your old good clips in there. Nice. Now we are gonna do the same thing. This time, this piece is a little bit longer and it's intentionally longer. So we will, again, you can find the midline so it's exactly in the middle, or you can just wing it. And let's put the clips a little bit lower. And then we are gonna do the same. So good side facing down. And good side facing down. You want to make sure that the sides will be extending by about 1 centimeter. And we will do exactly the same thing. So about 1 centimeter, maybe a little bit less than 1 centimeter, so it's easier to wrap it around. Okay, so now we folded the edges over, and the reason is so it's easier to wrap it around. So we will have a nice clean edge. So we will open it up and then again fold and fold over, just like we did the sides. Okay, so now you can choose whichever side you want to do, the bottom on the top, but we are gonna sew only one side. So pick something that is nice, because this is gonna be facing us. So I will pick the top side, and we are just gonna do the one side, not both, just one. Okay, now when the pocket is in place, we are gonna grab the other pocket, and we want to make sure that the one that we top stitch on the top is gonna be on the top, and we are gonna position it a little bit lower. So now we will have about 3 centimeters from the bottom. So we just want about centimeter on the top, so then it's easier to slide in. And then on the sides, we will line it up so it looks nice. And I don't know if my clips, no, they are not gonna reach. Okay, I'm gonna take my longer clips. And yeah, so we just want to have about a centimeter on the top. The side should be pretty much lined up. It's gonna be slightly bigger, but that's okay. And then we are gonna secure this pocket to the bottom pocket. So we will go this way and down. Now we are gonna grab H panel, and that's gonna be the gusset and the zipper. So we are gonna first place the zipper pull, and it's up to you if you want to have two or just one. And I'm gonna do two zipper pulls. Okay, so once you have your zipper pulls in, now we are gonna take one side, and you are looking at the good side of the zippers, and the good side of the gusset part is gonna go down facing the zipper. And then we will take the lining, and the lining good side is facing the zipper. So the zipper is like a sandwich, and the good sides are facing each other. And let's clip it here, and we will do the same. So you will take the other end of the zipper, and you will place it here, and then you want to make sure that you have the good sides together, okay, facing each other. So this is how it should look like. So the zipper is in between like a sandwich, and now we have these two parts. We are gonna do 1 centimeter seam allowance on both sides. Okay, now when you are done, we will open it up, and this is what we should end up with. So inside is the lining, outside is the good side, okay? Now we will top stitch on both sides, here and here. Okay, so we top stitched this gusset, and this part is done, so we can put it on the side. And now we are gonna bring these straps. So we are gonna work on, I already made one. So this is how it's gonna look like. I'm making small ones. Because this can be used as a purse, it can be used as a bag, so you can have it like a crossbody bag, or you can do a strap, just a wristlet strap. So we are gonna work on that later. So it's gonna have multiple uses. Anyway, so I have a little piece, and it depends how big you want it. I'm doing little ones. I don't want them to stand out too much. So I have double-sided tape, and I'm just gonna go towards the midline. So something like this, so it holds in the position, and then we will place it here. So I want to put it right where the curve stops. So it's gonna be right there, and let me just measure so I have it the same on both sides. So it starts about 4 centimeters here and 4 centimeters here. Okay, so 4 centimeters from the edge. And then I will take it to the sewing machine, and we just want to attach it right in here. And we are doing it on this side, not the front. This is the back side facing the body. Okay, and so this is it. We will put this on the side, and let's work on the strap, so the wristlet, so you can put it around your wrist. Okay, so I did attach double-sided tape, and I'm not going all the way towards the ends. So just a little bit in the middle, and you will very soon see why. So let's undo the double-sided tape. Sometimes it just doesn't want to stick here. And now we will place it in the middle. So you can make a midline. I didn't. Usually I do. I mark my midline, but that's okay. I'm just gonna wing it this time. It looks pretty good. And so until I have the double-sided tape, so it's gonna end somewhere here. Then I will fold it in half. And when I fold it in half, I will clip the sides. And just a few, not all the way. Just a few clips. We will leave the ends open. Now we are gonna slide the swivel hook in. Okay, and when we have this part, we can move to the other part. Now we are gonna take these two ends, and that's why they needed to be open. And we will stitch at 1 centimeter seam allowance. The good sides go together. Always. Good sides, well, most of the time. It's a pretty basic rule. Good sides together. Now, when we have the ends stitched, we will pretty much continue all around. We can open the seams so it's a little easier. And we will do half, half, and fold. And we will do the same in here. And we just want to fold it so we have no raw edges. And you see, it's nice because we prepped it in the beginning, so now it's gonna kind of fold on its own. And now we will go around and we will do 2 lines. We will stitch here and we will stitch right here. Okay, now you have few options. You can just sew right in here and keep this in place. Or what I'm gonna do, I have my rivets. So I hope they are gonna be tall enough for the thickness. So I will try. I will place one in here because I think it's gonna look nicer. Okay, so we started on midline, midline, okay? And we will work all the way around. When we come to the curve, we want to do tiny, just tiny, tiny little notches, just so it's easier to curve the zipper. I don't know if you can see it, but it's gonna be easier to go around. And I'm gonna do the rest of the camera, but we will go all around, clip it as much as you can. And once you have it clipped all around, we are gonna take it to the sewing machine and we are gonna go on the 1/8 of an inch seam allowance, so about 3 millimeters. We just want to attach the side, and then we will do the next step. We will do this in 2 steps. It's gonna be a little easier. Now, when we went around, and you just want to go a few millimeters from the edge, so about 3 millimeters, 1/8 of an inch, we just want to attach the zipper, because now we are going to do the second step, and we are going to take the one with the card slots, make sure the card slots are facing up, and then we will place it down, and again, we will find the midline, and we will clip the whole thing around. And we are not gonna sew on the bottom, so we are gonna keep this open. So whatever we have the gusset in here, that's gonna stay open. And this time we are gonna go close to the zipper. So try to go about 1 centimeter. So somewhere about here, closer to the zipper teeth. And when you are done sewing all around, hopefully you left the bottom open. Now we are gonna cut out a tiny little notches around the curves, and then we are gonna flip this whole thing inside out. Okay, so once we are done sewing the zipper in, we are gonna take our other part, which is the back piece, and now we are gonna have this facing on. We will flip the other panel down, and again, we are gonna line up the midlines, and we will clip it all around. Now, if it's easier, you can undo the zipper and this way you are gonna have a little bit more space. So just remember, we are gonna place the this panel to the zipper this way, because then when you sew it in, it's gonna end up like this. And just clip it all around, and we will repeat the same process. Okay, so this is how it should look like. Now we are gonna take our last piece, and that's the large pocket piece, and we are gonna place this down. So the good sides are facing each other, and make sure that the pocket is on the top. So the pocket, both pockets are facing the top. And then we are gonna place this on top, and again, the same thing. We are gonna clip it all around, and we are gonna sew only until here. We are not gonna sew this part on the bottom, because again, we will have to flip it. And now once we are done, we will fold this in half and push it inside, because we want to finish up this last little bit. Make sure the zipper is not in the way, and just push, push, push. And then we are just gonna do these corners. So we want to end up the same way as we did on the other part. So let's clip this in place. And we want to pass a little bit this gusset that we have in here. Okay, and then we will do this part. So just push the zipper in. If you can try to zip it up a little bit so it stays together. Okay, it's a little challenging, but believe me, it's much easier to do it this way. Good. Now, once we have it flat, we will again clip it beyond the gusset. And this is gonna stay open, but we want to go, you see, this is the gusset, and we want to clip it and sew it a little bit past. And it's still gonna be a big opening, so we can flip it inside out. But you will see why it's important to go beyond the gusset. Okay, so there we go. So now we are just gonna finish up this part and this part. Okay, so once you have your little notches done, the easiest way to flip it inside out is you pull out this bottom part, and then you just flip this inside out. Okay, so this is what we ended up with. Now, before we close the bottom here, just make sure you push out these corners, these rounds, because once we close it, we are not going to be able to get there. So just push it out, make sure they are nice and round. Okay. And now let's try how it zips up. So we have 2 zippers. There we go. This is how it looks in the back. This is how it looks at the front. Very nice. We have the wristlet. Okay, so last thing is to close this bottom piece. Okay, so I have done blind stitch on one side, and I'm gonna do the same thing on this side. So you have a little better control when you are doing the hand stitching, and I think it looks a little bit cleaner. You don't see anything, no stitching on the other side. So you just want to fold it over, and I'm just gonna show you how to do the blind stitch very quickly. It's easy. I have thread, double thread, and I did a knot on the bottom. So you will need, let me just zoom in so you can see a little bit better. Okay, and so we will find a starting point. And this is where we go through the, just to start the knot, so it doesn't come apart. And then once you start, you will just keep going. This is it. We can try how it zips up. And because we use the sew-in foam, it's nice and soft. There we go. If you stayed with me till the end, congratulations. Thank you for watching. Bye. See you next time.